Hi, welcome to episode 325 of your favorite daily podcast, A Couple of Things, a podcast about things. Today, I want to talk about how, in different contexts, the things that you need to do might change, even though you're doing the exact same thing. And stay with me, I will explain it in the episode. Let's get into it. So, during my boxing class today, I was breathing along with my exercises and my things. So, I was like breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth, and everything. And this is the way that you're often told to breathe, whether for like relaxing before a talk or when you're doing your exercises. Especially if you do Pilates or yoga or something, they will always like breathe, exhale while you do this, and inhale while you do the other movement. And it's apparently the breathing helps with the movement. And so I googled. I did like 2 minutes of internet googling and research, and even with running as well, it's often recommended breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth to support like the oxygen reaching the parts of your brain, your muscles, and everything that needs so that you can run well or whatever. So basically, it helps you with your exercising. And I was thinking about how in my swimming class they tell me the exact opposite. You need to breathe in through your mouth and out through your nose. And this is because when you are swimming, because your face is in the water, if you're breathing in through your nose, or you're not breathing out, if you're not breathing out through your mouth, then your nose is not doing anything, and so water can get into your nose. So if you're not pushing things out, something is entering your nose, and this is when you start to cough, or you swallow water, and so on and so forth. So, and why you breathe in through your mouth is also because you get more air. So I can't remember the reason, but something about like getting more air or whatever. So now, breathing techniques in different kinds of sports requiring different techniques, basically depending on the sport, the goal, and blah blah blah. And so just got me thinking about how something might be right or relevant in one context, but wrong or even life threatening in another context. Because if you're swimming and you're not breathing out through your nose and water is going into your nose, then water is going into your lungs, and that's not really a good thing. For a very understated way of saying that. Um, I didn't really think too much about it because I've had a very busy day, but it's just a thought on my head that has been in my mind today. And I was just thinking about, like, I'm very sure that there are other situations in life in general where something might be the right way to respond, maybe the right way to do something, the right way to respond to someone, the right way to approach someone, and so on. But in another context, it might not be the right way. And as I'm saying this, I'm remembering an episode that I talked about. I'm not even sure if I actually did talk about it, but I think there was an episode where I talked about how there can be conflicting advice and two things can be true. Where my favorite example of this is in Proverbs, where it says, "Do not reply a fool in his folly," and then literally in the next verse it says, "Reply a fool in his folly." So that just goes to show that, like, there is, in the same scenario or in a similar scenario, your response can be different depending on what it is. And most of the time, there are no hard and fast rules. You just learn by practice and doing and receiving feedback from your environments, i.e., the people in the context or whatever you're doing. So, in the case of boxing versus swimming, I know that when I'm pacing my punches to my breathing, or when I'm doing my squats to my breathing, exhaling as I squat and inhaling as I come back up, or for my slower punches, exhaling when I'm punching out and inhaling when I'm returning my hand to my around my face. I feel like, I don't know if there's a scientific explanation, but I just feel like I'm doing it better and more practically with swimming. Every time, I remember in a few episodes back, I talked about how I was struggling with breathing during swimming, and I realized that it was because I was breathing in, breathing out through my mouth in the water. So my nose was just, water was just entering my nose basically. And so just understanding that the technique that you use for something that you do will change depending on the situation that you're in, and that's okay. And sometimes you have to make the mistake to learn the right way. Because it's after I drank water so much and water entered my nose so many times that I realized that, oh, perhaps maybe I should be breathing out through my nose and not through my mouth. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Let's see if we can find some number facts. So, first, 40 is the customary number of hours in a regular work week in a lot of Western countries. 40 is the number of years of marriage, that is the Ruby wedding anniversary. And very, very debatable, as I have come to realize, because I decided to start Googling some of these things to be sure that I'm giving you guys accurate information and also verifying from sources that might know the answer. And I've learned that what I'm about to say may not always apply in every situation, but is a general rule of thumb. So 40 is the number of points that a Premier League team needs to avoid relegation. Again, maybe not all the time, but generally, basically. And then my last fun fact is that 40 is the only number whose letters are in alphabetical order. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Bye. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.